new drinks are now at McDonald's, with refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry flavors and cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here, now at McDonald's.
Refreshers contain caffeine.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance, all backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
Comic Timing is member supported by listeners like you over at patreon.com/comic timing. We thank you very much for your continued support of the show. For as little as $1 a month, you get behind the scenes access, including occasional articles, occasional early access to episodes, some diary entries by me, and whatever else we could throw your way, video or audio, you name it, we got it. Thank you very much for your continued support for as little as $1 a month over at patreon.com/comic timing. One-time donations are also available at paypal.me/IAM sci-fi. You keep the lights on, and we thank you for it. Gracias.
Hey there, folks. My name's Ian Levinstein. Welcome to episode 291 of Comic Timing. We're sitting here in a park on a glorious, glorious Sunday in New York City. And Gold Team has united, all in person here. Start with Mr. Chris Everly. What's going on, Chris?
Levy Poo, let me tell you something. To be in your environment with you as the guide for this thrilling experience.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to my abode. Welcome to my city.
And for August, it's a beautiful day.
It is an absolutely beautiful day. Yep. Shane here as well. Hey, Shane.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Enjoyable.
Lovely. Yep. And Murd taking the sojourn from Joyzy.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Ian, sitting here amongst the trees.
Oh my God, yeah. And now just because you did that, it's going to start pouring like immediately.
Right?
Yeah, right.
And the chalk drawing will dissolve.
Yeah, exactly.
No jinxing that.
Yep, that's it. It's like, no, bad. We're all here because Chris Everly brought up the brilliant idea of us heading to a Jack Kirby exhibit that was available here not too far from where we're currently sitting in Union Square over on 16th Street here in Manhattan.
The Jewish Historical Society.
Yes.
The running into November, I believe.
I believe so, yes. Yeah, the full...
Has the literature right there.
The Center for Jewish History is the full name of it.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the Jewish Museum. As I was pointing out to Chris Everly, there's also a Jewish museum in the 60s here in New York. That I'm aware they are not related. However, this one was free, and I like free. Yeah.
I liked how he refers to you as Chris Everly, but you're the only Chris on this episode.
Oh, no, I know, yeah.
It makes sense.
I have gotten so used to just saying your full name, Chris. Like, I don't know why. Like, in my head, it just works. It absolutely works. It is your personality. Yeah. But yeah, this was a pretty cool exhibit. I mean, all things considered, it was small, but it was robust. And I think it a lot to read. Yeah,
substantive.
Yeah.
What's great about the exhibit was that they, like Ian said, it's not very large, but they packed a lot into it. So they take you starting with Kirby, where he was from, his parents, obviously their Jewish origins in the Galician region, which is now Ukraine, I believe. And they talk about the kid gangs and his whole experience growing up. A lot of great photographs, newspaper clippings.
Talked about how the different factions of the area had
the different gangs,
kids
So the Suffolk Street gang versus the Norfolk Street gang.
Yep.
And they really tied in nicely how his experiences growing up in what he would describe as the ghetto influenced his work. And they made a tie with that throughout the entire presentation. So they really kept reminding you of where this man came from and how this influenced the work that we all are familiar with.
And to me, it started with what they showed first was Boy Commandos.
Yep.
Going all the way through history. It was really neat.
And Newsboy Legion in and of itself is such a time capsule.
Yeah.
Because, could you imagine the extra, read all about it going on right now when 3/4 of people don't even read newspapers anymore. They look at their phone, they go to NewYorkTimes.com or whatever, and that's how they get their news, or they get it through YouTube or some other form of thing. Like periodicals are a thing of the past in a lot of ways.
Give credit to the My Life with Superman cartoon for keeping the concept alive as the News Kid Legion.
Yes, very good point on that. And by the way, that show's excellent.
That show is excellent.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I finished the second season.
The other thing to point out for our listeners is they had a great assemblage of original art.
Yes.
And they had Captain America 1 through 10, the Golden Age there. I mean,
that was pretty impressive.
You couldn't touch them, obviously.
No,
they
of course
were all
not.
laid out.
Yeah.
They had original sketches that you mentioned, the Boy Commandos he did. Art from his days when he was part of a boys' club designed to kind of keep kids off the streets in the Great Depression era.
Yeah, some of his early political cartoons that he drew.
I never knew where he was criticizing Chamberlain for the Munich Agreement back in 1938.
Completely on brand, though, I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And just half a dozen pages of original art of his.
Which I would say in comparison, I was telling you guys about it. I went to another Kirby exhibit not too long ago that the Kirby Museum put together. Paled in comparison to what we had here. It was double the room because it was all devoted to Kirby. However, those were all recreations. There were maybe 2 pages that were actually pages that were a part of the exhibit. Everything else was blown up recreations of his artwork. Here we had actual pieces, and most importantly, original boards compared to the final product, which was pretty
nicely
cool.
done.
Yeah.
So you had original art from the Golden Age. You had Silver Age, Avengers 6, I want to say.
Yes.
That's from.
Yep.
6.
Then they had stuff from like the New Gods period in the 70s. Like there's really, it's when you go to see it, don't be deceived. It looks small, but there's really a lot.
It is.
This exhibit. It's worth a visit.
It's one of those exhibits that's all behind glass, but it's that way for a reason because you don't want to touch it. It belongs in a museum. But at the same time, there's actual history to be told there. In a lot of different ways.
That's a great point because the exhibit reminds us of how Kirby's life is so intertwined with what's going on around him and how his art then reflects that.
Right.
So, growing up as a Jewish kid in Lower East Side, all of that. I mean, his experiences in the war they talked about. What was also fascinating was the text. We were talking about this when we were looking at it. Is very much his perspective on Marvel and not Stan Lee's perspective, which is always interesting to see.
That's for sure.
Yeah, they did a very good job of saying, well, Kirby came up with these ideas, and then Stan just scripted them. Yeah, that's it.
The relationship became problematic.
That was a phrase that was so long. Yes.
Yeah, they didn't go too much into the whole Silver Surfer debate, which we've discussed before on what Kirby wanted Silver Surfer to be and what Stan made him, and how if Stan hadn't made him that way, we wouldn't have the Silver Surfer today, the way that we know him. Quite frankly, that's what it comes down to. Part of me had almost wished they too had gone into Kirby's original take on Spider-Man. Because
that wasn't included in the exhibit.
That was not in there. I recently watched a video on YouTube on Lost Media, and that is still Lost Media to this very day. His original couple of pages that he drew for Spider-Man, which Lee rejected, which then he went to Ditko.
Those pages don't exist, you're saying?
They may or may not. Okay. They're lost. They're basically lost to time. Let's put it that way. Like if they do exist, they're in a drawer somewhere, and no one's actually released them yet. But a very different take on Spider-Man, and it didn't have his iconic costume either.
No,
he had created like a character with like a spider, like a web gun.
Well, that goes back to
inspired by The Fly.
Exactly. Yeah,
and I think a Simon Kirby concept from before, right? The Fly, all of that.
Well, for MLJ,
right,
or Archie,
right.
Did they do that for the Amalgam Spider-Boy, right? Wasn't there a Spider-Boy
yes,
with
you're right. You're right.
web gun?
The Spider-Boy concept did have a web gun. Yeah, so I think that they harken back to that in some ways. But Murd and I were talking at the exhibit as well, how, they mentioned the influences of the Fantastic Four, one of which being Challengers of the Unknown, and like a duh. I mean, because it's basically like almost copy and paste with its own accoutrement thrown in because they have powers rather than just being adventurers.
The other great thing with the exhibit was they really tried to cover, in even though it's not that big, all the different facets of his career. So they mentioned the mainline publishing group, which is what he and Simon tried to do their own comics company,
Yeah.
Mainline. But unfortunately, that was sucked in by the whole collapse of comics nearly in the 1950s, the congressional hearings and so forth and so on. So it's a small but really impressive retrospective of his whole career as an artist.
Yeah.
It's really well done.
Yeah, it was well done.
I think one of the more fascinating pieces they had on display there as well was the quote-unquote rejected cover for Sandman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was almost exactly the same.
This is the 1970s DC.
Exactly, yeah. The one with the costume
you don't like.
I do not like. No.
It's Dr. Garrett Sanford, not Wesley Dodds.
Exactly, yeah. This version of Sandman kind of looks more like a Marvel hero than a DC hero, in my opinion.
Well, that costume did appear in Neil Gaiman's Sandman series, though.
That is true. Yes, that is true. But this version, basically everything that was sort of like faded in the background was drawn to completion.
Yeah.
And you saw the original pencil art
Yes.
cover, which is breathtaking and
Oh
really
my
far
God.
more impressive than
Oh, yeah.
the published cover.
Way more impressive.
That's like when you see like Gene Colan art. Like if you see Gene Colan art,
Oh
when
my
it's just
God.
his pencils.
Yeah.
Before it's translated with the comic, it's breathtaking.
Well, everybody talks about all the time just how much is lost in the process between pencils to inks sometimes, because it all depends on that inker.
Yep.
And we know who inked Kirby well and who did not. Whenever an inker goes on something and he himself feels like he has to redraw
Or omit things.
or omit things,
things out, yeah.
or is given the edict to redraw things.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the history of Kirby's Superman heads being redrawn
Right,
to look
that's right.
more Swanish. Like it's kind of a shame when that happens, but it's great that the original artwork is out there to be able to view and explore that way.
The other like trippy thing was, and I use that word purposely, is that they really spent some time also on his latter 70s stuff. Black Panther, Captain America,
Yeah.
which are just
Eternals.
Eternals, which are incredibly wacky fun.
Oh my God.
And they had a nice display of the Eternals, Arishem, beautiful examples of that artwork.
Yeah.
And he makes you reappraise how impressive his work still was in the late 70s. I mean, some people don't like the scripting, you can see it's kind of stilted.
Yeah.
But the concepts and the visuals are just as breathtaking as ever.
That was another thing that the exhibit said that Mert pointed out, that well, these have been reassessed over time. And
The latter 70s stuff.
exactly, a much better than they were given credit for back then. It's like, yeah, because the scripting sucks, but the art's beautiful. Like, come on. Which 90s comics,
Yeah.
if you want to look at 90s comics that way, 90s comics, yeah, there were ones that were great, but for the most part, it was artwork over substance.
Yes, it was.
So you can go back to that in
One
some ways.
distinction I'd make, though, there is that even if Kirby's scripting wasn't your cup of tea,
Yeah.
as always, his plotting, those concepts were incredible.
Oh, no question.
And
yeah.
I don't think Image matched that in those early years.
What? You mean Liefeld didn't manage to pull that one off? Yeah, yeah. No, I would agree with that as well. And then upstairs in the thing, they had a random psychedelic art exhibit,
Yeah.
which kind of built off those.
But the artist incorporated Jewish themes into the psychedelic art.
Yeah.
Psychedelicatessen. A powerful dose of art by Steve Marcus. It's like
Very
a
well done.
fusion of Jewish cultural themes with like 60s psychedelic poster art and
Yep.
head shops.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have liked there is
Uh-huh.
black light on some of them.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah.
Just to see the colors pop a little bit. But it was really impressive there, too.
And there were comic strips as well.
Yeah.
Like he basically.
It's basically still on the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers.
Exactly.
He's riffing on that.
Yeah, and it was all in Yiddish, so couldn't read it.
Was it Yiddish or Hebrew? I wasn't sure.
I believe it was Yiddish.
Okay.
I think that's what they pointed it out as.
Hebrew alphabet letters, but
Gotcha.
Exactly, Yiddish words, but Hebrew alphabet.
Speaking of vintage, let's comment
Yes.
on Murd's sunglasses,
Oh my God!
which are the essence of the 1970s. I wish people could see right now, who are listening, how Murd is pulling this off.
Oh, yeah.
With sheer panache.
thank
Well
you
done,
for
sir.
inserting this in this discussion of graphic arts master
Oh.
Jack Kirby. Which,
Most definitely, man.
70s, come on.
Yeah, come on.
okay, fine.
Yeah, it works. We're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna be okay about it. Yeah. And some of the stuff in this psychedelic section. One story that was brought up was my favorite, the Woodstock story.
Yes.
About the one Orthodox rabbi who drove to Woodstock to try to convert the hippies to Orthodox Judaism because it was a dairy farm. So clearly dairy farm.
And he used the initials POTLSD.
Yes.
To try to draw them in.
Set up a table with that on the sign.
Yeah.
And POTs to like put on Tiddish.
Yeah, Svilin is what it's called. Yeah. Svilin is how it's pronounced. It's not how it's spelled. But that's essentially like the little like strands you put on yourself to try to then do a prayer with afterwards. And I'm sure he maybe converted 3 people.
Well, there were over 400,000 people going to Woodstock.
If he managed to convert 3, that's a victory right there. It's like the mitzvah trucks that come around here during the Hanukkah season. Yeah.
One of the other things of that same exhibit reimagined a mitzvah tank as a VW microbus at a Dead concert.
I'll be honest with you. If they were VW buses, I may be a little bit more interested. That may actually lead to that a little bit further. Yeah. Then once we were done with that, we headed over to Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
And Shane, you imbibed.
Yeah, I picked up a couple back issues of Absolute Wonder Woman that I missed, and M1 Racing from Image, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pointed out a What If issue that just came out about what if Kraven was Spider-Man or something.
Basically, what if Kraven had continued to be Spider-Man after Last Hunt? So Peter doesn't come back, and he winds up taking the mantle.
I love that story, Kraven's Last Hunt, so I picked that up. I totally missed that in the Lunar catalog.
Most importantly, DeMatteis.
Yeah.
So it's DeMatteis writing it. Yeah, DeMatteis writing it. Yeah,
the original one.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
yeah. There've been some interesting what ifs coming out from Marvel lately. I know that there's a Jessica Jones one that's being released that looked pretty good.
Well, and DeMatteis wrote some kind of sequel to that too not long ago. A 4-issue thing.
You are right. Yes. Yeah.
I picked up in a trade.
It was supposed to be a follow-up, essentially, like what happened next.
Yeah.
But
that sort of
did
thing.
back in the 90s a prestige format book called Soul of the Hunter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
Which is also about the after effect of Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Spidey has to go into action to redeem Kraven's spirit by fighting with his zombie body.
Yeah, it's well done.
I think Calypso is behind the whole thing.
Rings a bell.
Close to the end, Spider-Man and Kraven actually hug.
That's right.
It's a very moving scene.
And then they fist bump, and then they give a...
You couldn't resist it, could
No,
you?
I couldn't. And then they're like, "Bro, you all right?" And like, "Yeah, bro,
Murd
I'm good."
was delineating a powerful emotional moment.
Yeah.
And I had to break it down. Yes, that's the way it goes. Yeah. Look, they're not allowed to have their moment. Okay, plain and simple. And that what I appreciate about Forbidden Planet is that it still exists.
Yeah.
And I was pointing out to Shane that I'm aware of. This is the only Forbidden Planet in the U.S.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah.
I don't remember ever hearing another one.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet is mostly a UK brand.
Right.
They do have locations in Ireland as well. Because I remember when I was in Dublin, there was one around the corner from where I was staying.
Would explain why I was getting kind of a Brian Boland 2000 AD vibe from some of the artwork I was seeing.
Sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, even when you're first walking in, there's some Gibbons Watchmen art that is quite lovely as you're initially walking in. But yeah, this.
And that's the first time I was in there. I've never been in a Forbidden Planet.
Oh, you never have? Wow.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Whenever I was up here, we'd go to Jim Hanley's or Midtown, but never made it out to Forbidden Planet ever.
Well, Jim Hanley's unfortunately only has a Staten Island location now. They closed up their Manhattan location not too long ago. Midtown has Midtown, Grand Central Midtown, and Downtown Midtown, which makes zero sense to me that it exists, but whatever. And then there's Montesey, which is in like a little bit higher up than Midtown. It's like in the 50s, thereabouts. Used to be called Montesey Second, then the first one closed, and now it's just called Montesey. And other than that, there really aren't a lot of comic shops left in Manhattan that I'm aware of.
Too expensive to open.
That's yeah, the overhead of it all. Yeah. There's a couple in Brooklyn. There's one by me in the Bronx, not too far from where I live. That's small but decent. And Queens has a couple as well. There's one actually, shockingly enough, on the last stop of the N train. If you walk off and you stay on that second level, there's a comic shop.
Oh.
Yeah, right on the last stop of the N train in Astoria. I would have to look it up,
okay.
But I know it as that shop on the last stop of the N train.
It's probably the last stop commerce.
It might be actually. I'll take a look at it right now. But that's the good thing about having a phone right next to you when you're recording. Although this is basically what I do every episode anyway, just with my computer. So let's see. In Astoria, last stop, comic shop. It's actually called Silver Age Comics. So there you go. Yep. So if you're ever on the last stop of the N train in Astoria, there's one there. But yeah, the amount of shops here has dwindled significantly, unfortunately, over the years. But we still have our local shops and stuff like that. Just not nearly as much in Manhattan. And then after that, you had your Strand.
Yeah. Which that was the first time going in there, too.
Yeah, me too.
So the Strand bookstore is, as I was telling the fellas, is a pilgrimage for me.
Yes.
Because its selection of military history in particular is breathtaking. They have a great comic section, graphic novels.
They do.
I've been looking for these for years. I found volumes 4, 5, and 6 of the Preacher Deluxe Edition hardcovers. Like you, Shane.
Yep.
I like that deluxe edition format versus the omnibus format.
Yeah.
It's too massive.
Yes. I know. I wanted to get your moment. And I got them at used prices, so I'm thrilled.
That's awesome.
What was the discount on them?
They were 26 a piece.
Okay.
So I think they're
It's not bad.
were they 50 originally?
That's not bad at all. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, in new
They're $40 originally.
yeah, and even the condition on them is not that bad.
Not at all.
Yeah. So that completes your collection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been wanting to reread them, but I really wanted that format. So,
Yeah.
to the listeners, if you've never been to the Strand, I mean, the book selection is awe-inspiring.
Yeah.
As Murr just noted, there's 18 miles of books they advertise.
Yeah.
But the graphic
Yeah.
novel selection is excellent. They have a lot of good used,
Yeah.
gently read books.
Yeah.
We did find volumes 2 and 5 of the old Starman Omnibus, which is a deluxe format.
Oh, the hardcovers.
The hardcovers, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
How much are they going for?
Actually, I didn't pull it off and look.
I didn't pull it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're a similar price to
Yeah.
what you
Because
had.
those are out of print completely.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, they're
As are these Preachers.
yeah. They put out another collection of Starman.
Yeah, they're in
Soft cover.
compendium. Soft
Yes,
cover.
that's what it is.
2
Yeah.
massive volumes.
Right.
See, notice how he said massive, the derision.
Little 2 massive volumes.
So
Yeah,
not happy.
two way too heavy for my lap volumes.
Break your
that,
spine.
Yeah.
Break the spine of the book.
And also your own spine.
oh my God. Well, we were talking about that also when we were there. I happened to find a compendium of Morning Glories, the Image series, and it had every single issue in it. But you know damn well if you opened it,
That whole spine.
it's gonna break. Like it's gonna straight up snap in half.
That was really heavy.
Yeah, there has to be a limit on
You
these
could make it
things.
as part of like an exercise regimen, though. Like
I guess you
go up and
could.
down steps with it.
How is that not actually?
weights.
There has to be at least one gym somewhere that's comic book themed. You know, where like you're lifting omnibuses instead of weights or what have
Nobody can
you.
afford the omnibuses to do that.
Unless you get them from the Strand.
That's true.
There you go. Yeah.
Get them on clearance.
That Morning Glories was $19.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna buy it because it was way too freaking big, but hey, it was there. And their location for the comics has changed because now they have an indoor cafe.
Yeah, it's the second floor.
Exactly, second floor. Can afford to give it that much space. I guess technically 4 floors because there's that middle floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little middle floor.
Yeah. It's kind of a rite of passage that if you're going to be around the Union Square area and you're a book reader, you go to the Strand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was neat.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing that.
They recently opened up a second location as well. I believe in the 80s, an old bookstore closed and they decided to purchase the space, so they're going to have that as their secondary location now. So,
All right.
yeah. But overall, a absolutely lovely day, and now we're in a park.
Yeah.
Most importantly, because I'm with these 3 great men. We don't see enough.
Yes, 100% the case, man. I wanted to get out there some non-spoiler impressions on Spider-Man Brand New
'cause Murr
Day.
doesn't see it yet.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we will remain non-spoilery for now, and we will get further in discussion of
I
it.
appreciate that, and everyone listening who hasn't seen it yet will appreciate it even more.
Exactly. Yes. I am going to start with you, Chris, as the spider historian of the group, the man who's probably read the most of it and actually likes Stan Lee. I like him as a person, and I like what he's done. I don't like his dialogue. All
But I
right.
enjoy hearing you criticize the dialogue.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love this film. So I found that of all the solo characters they've done movies for, I feel that Spider-Man's one of the ones that consistently done the best.
Yeah.
I think Tom Holland is, for me, I mean, I really enjoyed
Toby.
Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
and Andrew Garfield in their own ways.
Right.
But I think Holland is the whole package. I think the humor, the boyish aspect of the character, physically, I think he carries the role really well.
Yeah.
Also, plus the special effects just improved up from 2002 to now. So when he's swinging, it just. But all that
Just the
aside,
fact that we got a lot of swinging.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I also like that he kept a mask on a lot, which I think is important for Spider-Man. But at its core, though, what I loved about the film was that it really captures. I think the other 3 have done as well, but especially this one, Peter Parker's struggles, what he has to go through,
Yeah.
the cost and price of being Spider-Man. Obviously, they're riffing on what happened in the last movie in terms of what he had to give up, and they follow through with that in this film.
Yeah.
I just think he's wonderful in the role. And the writing, I think, of this, all four of these films, especially the third one and this one, is so strong. The characters, Ned and MJ, are wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Their interplay, and then you really feel their bond, their ties, and how much it matters to Peter. And you also felt like you were very much in the Marvel Universe. Obviously, other characters appear that even made it more fun.
Right. Anybody who's seen a trailer knows that John Bernthal's Punisher appears in it as well, which has even further ties, because I found out John Bernthal is the man who filmed Tom Holland's video to audition for Spider-Man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They've known each other since Tom Holland was a teenager.
Really?
Because
I never mentioned that in an interview, actually.
John Bernthal and Tom Holland worked together on a movie when he was like 14, Tom Holland. And that was around the time he was auditioning for Spider-Man. So John Bernthal's the man who literally filmed his audition tape to go in there. And Tom's the one who basically convinced him to go for Punisher. Because he was like, oh well, why would I want to be a character like Punisher? That seems like it'd be a bit over the top. He's like, no, trust me, you're the perfect guy for this. And
was right about that.
And he was right. He was right.
And the way that because they've been playing these characters for so long.
Yes.
And there can be pros and cons to that, but I think in the case of those two actors, they so inhabit the characters so well.
Oh yeah.
And the writing is so strong.
Yeah.
And you really feel, like with Tom Holland, I really feel like this is Peter Parker.
Yes.
Like he really captures.
He really does.
Just like they even addressed his scientific brilliance in this movie. Like they've acknowledged, which often isn't done.
Yeah.
Like Peter's also basically a genius.
Oh yeah.
And they really capture that in the film as well.
It's one of the main reasons why I love his interaction with other science minds. I didn't absolutely love how they integrated Tony Stark into his backstory in previous movies.
I agree.
However, I did appreciate when they would go back and forth science-wise. Like, that's something that we would get in the comics more between him and, like, a Reed Richards. And we get that here in this movie in a lot of different ways as well.
I think to make Murphy feel a little better, I think in this film, the last one, this one, they've totally moved beyond all of that.
Oh, 100%.
This is solely Spider-Man.
Yes.
And it's solely his world.
Yeah.
And you recognize that world and feel very comfortable.
Yeah. Shane, some of your thoughts?
I agree. I think it's one of the most grounded Spider-Man films we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's really street level. Everything about it is New York. He is totally helping everybody in New York, and everybody in New York absolutely loves Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And all these little nuances that you get to see throughout, especially the beginning of the film, but even through the whole end
I'm sure
of the
Ian
film.
loved the ending credits, but
Oh my God, yes.
That
Very
ending
New York.
credits, that was very cool.
Yeah.
I love the story that all the characters went through with Ned and Zendaya for MJ.
Yeah.
It was just very well done, and I really want to go see it in the theater again. It was so enjoyable, so entertaining. All the new stuff that they put into it, for the most part, made sense.
Yeah.
I would have preferred a couple other different things, but that you can say that about anything.
Well, yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I think it's a little bit better than even the last one, and I have high praise for
the last one was excellent.
For the last one.
The last one is a great culmination of a trilogy.
Yeah.
And this is a fantastic introduction to what's comes next.
And his adulthood.
Yeah.
And the way the movie ended, they totally left it open for obviously another installment.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
I teared up at the end, at that very last scene before the credits. That was great.
If you had told me, it's kind of what I said on Facebook, and I'm going to reiterate here for the listeners. If you had told me going into it that the film that was mostly filmed in Glasgow, Scotland, was going to feel more like New York than any other of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies that have come before it, I would have laughed at you. And
no, they pulled it off.
They pulled it off. They pulled it off completely. It helps that he's going back and forth with Bernthal in a very New York way, because Punisher and Holland sound New York, like as much as they do, and the bantering back and forth, the bickering that they do, they're completely opposed while at the same time they're helping each other out in the film itself. There's more practical effects in this one as well, which I think you'll wind up appreciating when you do see it, Murd.
Always.
One of the reasons why the mask is so expressive in this is that it's not a CGI mask.
And the eyes.
The eyes.
Did I say the eyes moving?
Yes.
His reaction was very much from the comic.
Oh, yeah.
I love that they brought that tradition into it.
They use lenses that they're able to get bigger or smaller in this, but also behind the mask, you're seeing his reactions a lot more than you did in previous ones. Plus, we get multiple times where he pulls the mask up halfway in old school Spider-Man fashion, where he's got to eat.
Yeah.
There's one great line where Spider-Man's drinking coffee, and Punisher's like, seriously, you don't even take off the mask to drink coffee? Like, come on, guy. Like, let's be real here. Yeah. The swinging is also a lot more practical in this. Yeah. There were multiple times where they had Tom Holland on a rig, and he's swinging through.
That was one of the times he got injured too, wasn't it?
Yes, that is true. Yeah,
but it was the whole tank scene that you kind of see in the trailers too.
Yeah,
but it was really well done. Like you said, more practical effects, and the more real it seems. I mean, going back to the way Superman could make you believe he could fly back then.
Right.
This really does a great job of making you feel like
By the way,
Tom Holland's.
you'll be happy to know, you'll appreciate this Wednesday, Princeton and Garden Theater, they do classics to playing Superman 1978.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Destinado Cretin is the man who directed this, and he previously directed Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi had some amazing action scenes. And I'm happy to see that tradition continue here, where some of the hand-to-hand that's in this is great, just like the set pieces themselves feel right. And what Chris said, I will echo, you get more of the heart of Peter Parker in this than you have in any other Spider-Man to date, because he's finally starting to feel like that 20-something Peter Parker, rather than where he's
on his own.
Exactly. He's on his own, and even with the introduction of other MCU characters that I won't get into, it never feels like they're taking away from the movie.
No.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and there is some major MCU world building that occurs in this movie.
Yeah.
But I myself, I know some other people were taken out of it a little bit and felt like it may have taken away from the movie. I myself didn't feel that way, and I hope you don't either, Merv, when you do get a chance to see it.
Yeah, and I didn't think being 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
I didn't
flew by.
feel like it was,
oh my God.
Yeah, we got to a resolution of something, and then it took off, and well, we're going to do that now, and it didn't feel long or
And going back to
elongated.
the action scenes, I like how they showed not only how strong he is, because obviously Spider-Man can lift multiple tons, and they show you that.
Oh, yeah.
But also how resilient he is. Remember, Spider-Man, in a sense, has a healing factor.
Yes.
Because they kick the shit out of him in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, excuse my French.
Yeah.
And, he's falling, he's getting, there's all, they show, though, how much pain he's in, the cost. Because remember, one of the great things about the comic character is you feel all the hardships he has to deal with, both emotionally and physically.
Right.
And they really capture that in the film.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy being Spider-Man.
Oh, no.
And they capture that very well.
One of the other things that was given away in the trailer, and I'll stick to that on this, is that one of the main storylines taking place in this, I'd say, is kind of as close as you can get to a cross between Six-Arm Spidey and Spider-Man the Other. The J. Michael Straczynski story from a couple of years back, where his powers go out of control. He gets the organic web shooters, and all that jazz.
Spider elemental stuff comes into play.
Exactly.
The totems and whatnot.
I will promise you this: no totems. That was all for Madam Web. Madam Web can have the totems; they can stick with that. That's not being introduced here. However,
put all that in the Sony bin.
Exactly. Put that all in the Sony bin. This is about powers going out of control. But it's also tied to the emotions of Spider-Man himself.
Because he's discovering things about himself, and he's discovering his limitations as well.
Yeah. So
it's let's face it. Which phase of Marvel movies is this now?
This is phase gazillion and 4.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think it's been very uneven, to be kind.
Yeah.
This is one of the standout.
Yeah.
Oh,
this really grounds the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe again.
Yeah.
And here we go from here.
There have been a couple of movies since Endgame that I've really enjoyed. I would put The Marvels on that list. I feel like that's an underappreciated movie that was really well done. This is my favorite since Endgame, quite frankly. I think that this one just feels the most Marvel to me in so many different ways.
Because Spider-Man in so many ways epitomizes what makes Marvel.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. What was the one that ended up being called Thunderbolts?
Yeah, Thunderbolts.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
This is
Thunderbolts Asterisk was really good.
Yeah. This is just better in a Marvel universe way.
I still think they screwed up the marketing for that movie so badly.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Because the fact that they didn't even wait a week until after the movie came out to change the name of the film on marketing. I
forgot about that.
Yeah, like you've seen Thunderbolts, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Asterisk New Avengers.
Exactly, yeah. When it became the New Avengers, a week later, they were calling it New Avengers, and I don't think that was the right call to this day.
No,
like,
they should have waited.
They should have waited at least until digital to start doing that, where they could have like both covers be there as the introduction to it. But that Thunderbolts Asterisk, Spider-Man Brand New Day, they've easily been the best since.
Speaking of Marvel movie news, I mean,
I
have news, and this is me having news. I never pay attention, but I did read about the new Black Panther.
Yes.
How it makes sense. They're going to have his son become.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Coogler wrote a part for Denzel Washington.
Yes.
Is very exciting.
Denzel said a couple of months back that if he is going to retire, he wanted to retire with finally being in a Marvel film.
Really?
Right, because he was attached to the role of T'Challa years ago, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yeah. I think back in the 90s.
Wesley Snipes was attached to it at one point, too, way back.
Wesley Snipes was attached to everything.
That might be what I was thinking.
But I think you might be right about it as well, that he was attached to it at one point. They haven't officially announced him as a part of the movie, but all intents is that it's going to wind up happening. But yeah,
my guess is a mentor for the young T'Challa.
I would think so.
That's true. Yeah. David Johnson is the.
I'm not familiar with that actor.
So David Johnson was in The Long Walk that came out not too long ago by Stephen King. He's excellent in that. He was also a character on the show Industry on HBO.
Never saw that.
Yeah, I never watched it.
I really enjoyed that show. I binged that not too long ago, and he was in that. He's been in a couple other films over the years. He's a very charismatic actor that can easily wind up carrying anything.
In Coogler's hands, I have complete faith.
Oh, yeah. And the other news that came out of San Diego Comic-Con is Ghost Rider. Yeah.
But now,
Yep.
the only thing I'll say about that is, okay, fine, they announced it. But they also did that to Blade, and that's all died away.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that in general, Feige has decided, and Marvel has decided, there's a reason we only got 2 movies announced this time around. If you announce 7, 5 of them aren't going to wind up happening.
Yeah.
Like, let's be concise about this and try to get, like, the 2 that we 100% know are going to wind up happening. And that's what they decided to do with this, because...
And this is him and Sean Levy, who
exactly.
They just did the Star Wars filming for that upcoming movie together.
Yes.
Well, I'm such a Gosling fan. He's an actor. I mean, he's so versatile. I mean, if you look at a movie like Drive, where he's basically playing Steve McQueen, he's amazing in that.
As much as it wasn't great, I even liked Fall Guy.
Fall Guy
is great.
So much fun.
No, I would say Fall Guy is great. Fall Guy should have been a summer blockbuster, and it never actually got to that level.
That was a lot.
But it shows his versatility as an actor, so I'm really looking forward to him playing
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Project Hail Mary.
I didn't watch that yet.
You have to see Project Hail Mary. It is one of my favorite sci-fi films of the last 10 years, like, bar none. I was so impressed by, again, going back to practical effects, the way that the Russo brothers... I'm sorry, not the Russos. Who did the Lego movie? God.
I'm failing you. Sorry, honey.
What are their names? All right, whatever.
Use the magic box.
Use the magic box. That's why it's here.
Not a mother box.
Ward and Miller. Phil Ward and Chris Miller, who were the directors of the Solo movie until they weren't.
I should have known Chris Miller. I should have known.
See what they did on... what's the one we're talking about right now? I'm sorry.
Project Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen what they were going to do with Solo.
I know. And
right?
There's bits and pieces of it that are still there, but the rest are all Ron Howard at that point. But no, Ward and Miller used practical effects to a T in that, because...
Isn't the alien primarily practical?
That's exactly it, yeah. It's almost like it brings that joy of the Muppets to a sci-fi epic. Like you feel like this is a actual character and not just like a puppet or
CGI.
Or CGI.
A blob of pixels on the
or
screen.
Exactly, yeah. They make him expressive. You feel for him, and Gosling is perfect in that movie. So
I do like after that was announced in San Diego.
Yeah.
There was somebody who took the clip from the Barbie movie of Gosling and the guy who played Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
And how they were going back and forth in the Barbie movie, and it was something like Ghost Rider and Shang-Chi distract Doomsday or Doom or something. And it was them doing some funky dance that we're doing at Barbie.
But it also helps that they've worked together before. Like, so many of these actors have worked together before in one form or another, and the fact that Bernthal, Zendaya, and Holland are in two of the biggest movies of the year, back to back like that. Odyssey, oh my God, wow.
All I mean about announcing that Gosling is Ghost Rider is, hey, I'm all for it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just get a little more excited once I see a trailer.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Speaking of trailers, what do you think of the Avengers trailer?
So I enjoyed this one a lot more. However, the one thing that I'm not exactly sold on is Robert Downey Jr.'s "What We Do in the Shadows" accent, because it sounds like he lives in Staten Island with the vampires.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it to feel it.
And I'm excited about it. I'm still not sold on him being Doom at all.
I know,
but
I would say this,
still
though.
go see it.
yeah.
Obviously, a reserved judge until you see it, but I like the fact they are actually giving Doom an accent.
Oh, sure.
Because then they could have just not done that.
That's true.
Right.
Which they've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been disastrous.
Yeah.
Well, not because Doom doesn't have an accent.
No.
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
Fan Four Stick was bad for many reasons. That was not just one of them.
I didn't watch that.
Oh God,
Which
yeah.
one are we talking about?
Fan Four Stick with Michael B. Jordan as
The one that you and Ryan.
Where Ryan had to get drunk to get through the movie.
Oh yeah. Yep. Which still not as good as in order to see Man of Steel, I had to convince Chris Naudis with a roast beef sandwich from Rowan Roasters in order to actually go see that. So that's
I'll always defend parts of Man of Steel.
I will always defend the first 30 minutes and hate the rest. That's just the way I go with that. Yeah. But
we can talk about the disaster porn at another time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I have hopes that this movie will be good. I'm kind of more looking forward to Secret Wars than I am to Doomsday, because that one I feel like is going to be the perfect culmination of everything, and maybe I will have other characters from the worlds in it.
So they could essentially resurrect people.
Yeah.
Do all kinds of.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up again in Secret Wars.
If not both of them.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Just as long as we don't get the CGI Nicolas Cage that we got in The Flash. Like
Superman
costume, yeah. Like,
I appreciate that they put that in there, but it really looked bad.
Finding out that Nick Cage actually filmed scenes for that, and then
I didn't know it went that far.
He actually filmed. He filmed at least test footage, and then they were like, yeah, you know what? Never mind. We're just going to CGI.
Because it was test footage of him in the costume as well.
Yes.
See how that?
Yeah.
For the original, when they were going to do this, for the Flash movie.
For the Flash movie.
I thought you went way back in the 90s.
From what I am,
I didn't know that he did it for the Flash.
From what I have read, according to Nick Cage, he filmed scenes in that were never actually released.
Wow.
And then just.
And then they just decided to. That's its own thing, yeah. Which the documentary of that is still fascinating.
Yeah.
That they even have as much footage as they do from that whole.
That's the one
almost.
Kevin Smith wrote, right?
That was the one Kevin Smith wrote, and then was ripped to shreds when Tim Burton wanted to direct it.
Right.
Yeah. Give me a giant mechanical spider.
Which showed up in Wild Wild West.
It did.
Yep. Which then also showed up in The Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure did.
Oy vey. Yeah. Trying to think if there was any other news out of San Diego Comic-Con worth mentioning. The new DC titles that were announced. We're getting a new Steel ongoing. We're getting a new... God, they had a whole bunch of different announcements out of that DC Nation panel for new books.
So the next.
Yeah, let's see. New DC books, SC. One of these days I'll actually prepare. Let's see.
Come on, this is we're in a park.
I know, but still.
The sun is shining, the pigeons are cooing.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
All
not
right.
time for research.
I know. New next level books announced at Comic-Con include Shadow of the Bat, written by Denise Camp and drawn by Javier Rodriguez. So that's going to be pretty awesome.
I wonder if that'd been an anthology like the original Shadow of the Bat.
That's what I'm wondering.
I believe that is going to be the case.
That was a fun series.
It was. Yeah.
Let's see here. A new Vixen series.
That I'll give a chance.
Yeah, by Stephanie Williams and Kari Randolph. And Static is getting a new ongoing by Cody Ziegler.
Yeah.
So Static is back officially in the DC universe, and most importantly, the campaign for actual DC comics with black leads is successful because there have not been ongoings at DC with a black lead in like 8 years.
Really?
Yeah. It's been a very, very long time, and there was a whole like online thing like crusade that was started for it, and apparently they were listening because a whole bunch of stuff was announced at SDCC.
It sounds like 3 out of the 4 things you mentioned there was.
Exactly. Yeah. So should be pretty interesting. Other than that, anything else you folks wanted to discuss
just how thrilled I am that we were all able to get together today and have this
Yeah, it
sojourn.
was a good day.
Absolutely to that, and hopefully we'll have more to come in September for Sojourn's sake.
Yes, that's right. Perhaps
Yep.
something with a slightly more nautical theme.
Exactly. And Chris, I know you have stuff on the back burner for episode-wise that we will hopefully get to.
We want to discuss, do a thorough deep dive into Priest's Marvel Knights of the World to Come, his latest Black Panther saga.
But first, they got to finish
The
publishing.
last issue has been delayed repeatedly.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe by 2028.
It's supposed to come out later this month.
Okay, supposedly.
How many
All
issues
right.
was it?
6.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
waiting for issue 6.
And how long was it delayed? 6 months, I'm pretty sure.
Something like that.
At
But
least.
it's been wonderful. I can't wait to finish it and discuss it.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that, and plus some
we got
other.
a Barbarella
I was
thing
just
to
going
do.
to say.
Oh yeah, that's
Retro Reviews,
true.
where's
Yeah. Which a reminder there, listeners. Barbarella, officially the retro movie review. So go ahead and get your retro on and get ready for that. And I forget, did we pick a new review corner? Or for that matter,
It's the Black Panther book.
it is the Black.
Is that
That is the
yeah,
Black. Okay,
yeah.
got it. Okay, cool, awesome, fantastic.
Yep.
Well, either way, always fun hanging out with you gents. Good times for everybody, and you get a nice quickie episode this week because I'm going to San Juan, and this is it for the week, people. That's it. Reminder out there, patreon.com/comic timing. You're probably going to get this before everybody else, at least a day early. And some other behind-the-scenes access stuff on there as well. So do join up there. Email address, comictiming@gmail.com, facebook.com/comictiming for the Comic Timing fan group. And we're on YouTube for video episodes. This one's an audio episode. You don't get to see our beautiful faces or Murd's glasses.
Sorry.
At youtube.com/@Comic Timing Podcast. And we're Blue Sky at Comic Timing, Instagram, and Threads at Comic Timing Podcast. For Murd, for Chris, for Shane, I'm Ian Legacy, reminding everybody out there that there's always time for comics in a park with George. Sunday. It's happening on Sunday.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.